Good evening, everybody. Broadcasting live from the beautiful studios of WICR Iona College Radio and broadcasting live via Stellato Radio on Instagram as well as YouTube Live for WICR. This is the Showdown, part of Stellato Radio, and I am your host, Austin AJ Stellato. Today is Wednesday, October 17th, 2018. And again, this is the Showdown. Thank you just again for joining us, whether you're watching live or on replay. Really appreciate you taking part of your evening and joining me here on what has been a very beautiful, sort of a typical fall day here in New Rochelle and New York and the lower Hudson Valley and stuff of that sort. Finally starting to change. It's finally starting to feel a little bit more and more like fall. However you feel about that, that's up to you. I am a fan of the fall season. There's a lot going on, especially now, 2018. I was talking about it with my good friend Ryan Weiss last night. The amount of things that are going on in sports right now is, October is such a great month for sports. The NBA startup. You obviously are in the midst of the football season. October baseball, which really, I think, for me personally, is up there above everything else anyways. So you have this October baseball, playoff baseball, and then under it, the NFL season, the college football season really starting to get into swing. The NBA just started back up. More on the NBA in just a little bit. The hockey season has started up. Watched the end of the Ranger game last night. They pulled it out in a shootout. That was pretty exciting. A few things, just a quick tangent. Few things I think are more exciting in sports than shootouts, whether they be in hockey or in soccer. There's just something about them that I think is unparalleled in all the other quote unquote major sports. And it's always fun to watch. And obviously we see more of them in hockey than we do in soccer, just because in soccer, you really only see them in playoff matchups, whereas it's actually kind of funny when you think about it, because the other way, it's the complete opposite for hockey. You don't see them in the playoffs, but you do see them in the playoffs for soccer. But very exciting. So the Rangers won that one. So between, again, the football in full swing, October baseball, it's really just an amazing month in terms of sports. And then, in terms of 2018, midterm elections coming up in just under 3 weeks. Those are very exciting. And obviously there is a lot going on out there in the political arena, more at the local level, because Congress is not in session. Well, it's in session, but they're in recess right now. A lot of people back home campaigning and that sort of thing. And it's just a couple of weeks away from really seeing what's going to happen, and it should be very interesting. One of the more interesting things I think is that, and I want to do a little bit more historical research on this than I have done, but there's an increasing, there's a very good chance that the House of Representatives will shift power. Its power will be shifted over to the Democratic Party, and then, but the Senate will more than likely retain control with the Republicans. So I want to see how often that actually happens. So got to do a little bit more research on that. But also in terms of sports, again, as we head into November, college football will pick up. The NFL just continues to keep on rolling. And if you do follow me on Twitter, I did make some sort of announcement yesterday, and this is a big shout out to my good friend Ryan Weiss for the persuasion. But I am, as of effective yesterday, officially a fan of the New York Knicks. Now, a lot of this is a little bit of some theater, I must admit, but for a long time, I haven't been that interested with the NBA in terms of rooting for a team. I do like a lot of a lot of the players within the NBA. I'm a big LeBron guy, as far as some other people as well. So I've always had something to say, in regards to the NBA. But now, Like, I think I'm just gonna continue to embrace my New York roots, and let's go Knicks, baby. It's Ryan said, my good friend Ryan Weiss said it'd be better to get in now while they're not expecting much of them, and then go along for the journey. So that is definitely something that I will keep keep up with. I believe their season opener is tonight, or it might be Thursday. I forget 100%. But I know they're playing the Hawks. I do know that. So yeah, I am a Knicks fan officially. Again, announced my fandom via the Twitter yesterday. And let's just take a look and see when the Knicks are playing. And they are playing tonight at the Garden against the Atlanta Hawks at 7:30. Won't be able to catch tip off of that because I will be here in the studio. But who knows? A lot could come out of this. Who knows? But again, announcing my fandom to the New York Knicks, and just thought I'd share that with you all here. So let's go again. Let's go Knicks, baby. In terms of other things going on, college football really, again, as I've mentioned, starting to pick up. The AP rankings from this week: Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and Notre Dame are your top four. I believe that next week, I think it's either next week or the following week, will be the first week of the committee rankings. I believe they give out the top six, and obviously those are the most important rankings because the AP and the coaches poll aren't as official as the actual committee polls. So should be interesting to see what they come up with there. Alabama, Ohio State, and Clemson. Yeah, it sounds all too familiar. But again, Notre Dame, LSU, Michigan, Texas out there at 7. Georgia and Oklahoma both suffered losses. And they round out the top 10 with UCF, who I believe has won their last 19 games. So definitely very impressive out of the Knights from Central Florida. Again, just to quickly shift back to the political stuff, I'm planning on doing something with ICTV, who I am technically the executive producer of sports for ICTV. I'm planning on doing a piece that addresses voter registration and voter turnout amongst new voters and college-age voters. I'm looking to get that off the ground come next week. So I'm excited to do this little piece, and I think it will highlight how the political efficacy of college students is really not that high. We're gonna give a little shout out to Joshua Boyd, who was with my older brother going to the Rangers game, and I'm assuming they're facing off against the Capitals. I mean, the Rangers won last night in a shootout, so who knows? Maybe they're gonna be hot, but they're going down in the nation's capital and facing off against the defending champion Washington Capitals. I mean, not too often can you relate Washington with defending champions. So I guess should be a good one tonight. And Joshua Boyd continuing to let me know that the Washington Capitals did in fact win the Stanley Cup, not just a regular cup, the Stanley Cup. And of course, yes, I have heard of it once or twice. I have heard of the Stanley Cup, Joshua Boyd. But yeah, planning on doing that piece starting around next week. Should be a good one. Did not do the women's soccer games today. Did not broadcast. Got myself a day off. Again, and this was after a week where I did 3 games last week, all by myself. I did the women's soccer game Wednesday, the Iona Fairfield volleyball game Friday night, which was a very, very fun match to call. Iona took that one in 4 sets over the 3-time defending champion Fairfield Stags. Did that one myself, and then I did the Iona men's soccer game on Saturday in their 1-0 victory over the Quinnipiac Bobcats. And I will be on the call this Saturday, homecoming Saturday here at Iona College. I will be on the call for Iona versus, I believe, Siena. I do believe that they are facing off against Siena this Saturday, 12 o'clock. I believe it's on ESPN 3. So if you do follow me, I will be tweeting out the links for that match. Should be a good one as the soccer season and the home schedule for the Maroon and Gold comes to a close. But with that, we are less than a month away till basketball season here at Iona and the MAC. And obviously, if you followed me through the spring semester, I had a lot to say and a lot to cover in regards to MAC basketball. So should be a good one. Home opener for both the men's and women's teams of Iona starting on November 9th. So excited to be on the call for another slate, for another season of Iona women's basketball. So yeah, that's really about all that's going on right now. Obviously, ALCS and AL and NLCS are both in full swing. Red Sox up 2-1. Dodgers and Brewers tied 2 games apiece. That game is already underway, I believe. When we come back, I'll provide a nice little score update for you. But again, those are series. I predicted Astros in 6. Looking tough for that. They'd have to win 3 in a row to do that. And I had the Dodgers in 7. So definitely still a possibility for the LA Dodgers to pull that one out. But that's been a very competitive series. The only thing that has really been ticking me off about that series is that the cable here at Iona College, I do not get FS1, Fox Sports 1. So I have not been able to watch any of the series live. I was able to watch an inning or two when it was on Fox, I believe, over the weekend. But all these other games that are on FS1, I can't watch, and it's really ticking me off. And same thing with I do get TBS, but I'd rather be watching the NLCS than the ALCS. Just as a Yankee fan, it kind of pains me to watch the Red Sox. But that really is what it is. Yeah, I could watch it on Fox Sports Go, but then I have to stream it on my laptop. There's a delay. So yes, I could do that. But with the delay and everything and streaming on my laptop, I'd rather just have it on in the background while I'm doing homework or something of the sort. But if it's game 6 and game 7, I'm gonna have to watch. Yeah, the Fox Sports Go definitely for game 6 and game 7. And hopefully we get some better start times. I mean, the weird start times for both of these series. But yeah, guys, that's kind of what's going on right now. When we come back, I'll be delving into the recap of week 6 in the NFL. Hard to believe we're already looking forward to week 7. And obviously, another week brings another rant about the New York Football Giants. So stick around for that. Back after this.